This episode of the Shit Dad podcast is brought to you by Black Property Group. If you're turned off by the stereotypical real estate experience, get to know Ant and the team. Whether you're looking to upgrade in the future or get into your dream home now, look no further than Black Property Group. Find them on www.blackpg.com.au, and we hope you enjoy this episode as much as we enjoyed making it.
Shit Dad Podcast.
Celebrating the mistakes that all parents make. You're listening to the Shit Dad Podcast. G'day, and thanks for joining us at the Shit Dad Podcast, where we try to change you from lad to quintessential Aussie dad while celebrating the fatherhood wins and bins that come with it. I'm Nick.
I'm Cam.
And I'm Dave.
And we thank you once again for taking time out of your busy days to have a listen and share your fatherhood stories. Boys, this episode we're talking all things father-friendly activities to get your gremlins outside and off the screens, finding those bonding experiences that they'll remember forever. But first, I want to know, what are some traditional activities that once upon a time fell into mum's lap that dads may be expected or encouraged to do in 2023?
That's an interesting thing.
Without, like, it's a hard one to do without being, like, sexist.
Well, yeah, but like not.
But the 50s,
now, you know.
50s were sexist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Everything.
just like raising the children, or being present.
Yeah. Oh.
So not going to the pub on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and actually then, okay, got it.
Like, my job involves 2 day shifts, 2 night shifts, and then 4 days off. So essentially I'm home 6 days a week. So I'm like the house dad.
And you love cooking. That's
Yeah.
your big thing.
I do enjoy cooking, yeah.
I love a good drying day.
You do love. You love
a good
You
drying
love
day.
a drying day.
What's your thing, Dave?
No, I love cooking,
Oh, yeah.
and that's the thing. And craft with the kids, but they'll probably come up.
Two
a bit
people
later.
can't like cooking, all right?
I know, so that's why I added in craft, but it'll come up
craft.
later.
Oh,
When I
nice.
say craft, but no, craft with the kids, I'm fucking horrible by myself. No, I think it's big, like just a simple thing as cooking.
Definitely not mowing the lawn.
What's wrong with my lawn?
I mean, the wives. But they didn't
No,
do it back
you
then, and they
touch
don't
my
do it
lawn.
now.
That's my special job.
Nah. Oh,
It's the
no.
one thing I can do that's good at.
I would actually happily hand that license in.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, hand your man card in too.
I don't mind mowing the grass, but now with the bloody playground in the back
Yep.
and a trampoline, it takes me
Oh, it's a pain in the
whippersnipping
butt,
and
yeah.
mowing. It takes me like 3 hours.
What's wrong with that? That's 3 hours of just you time.
Headphones
Okay,
in,
anyway-
don't talk to me.
Anyone,
Sorry, love, I've got to do it.
okay, anyone who has seen our photos and seen how white I am,
Hmm.
okay, 3 hours in the sun,
Greg Norman.
not great.
It's true.
All right, I'm Ben Affleck.
I posed the question to our listeners as well on the Shit Daddery page. I forgot the name.
Our shit dad booster page.
Booster yarn?
The Booster Yarn. Shit
yeah.
Daddery Booster Yarn.
That's why you hear Cam.
And yeah, and a couple of guys came back with braiding the hair. So that's a dad thing now. I've sort of mastered the plait,
Yep.
but braiding, I'm just next level. I need a pay rise to
Mine
do that.
doesn't. Mine moves too much. I just touch to do a ponytail. Like, you're hurting me. I'm like,
Yep.
I haven't even touched
I
your hair.
feel like we've covered this though. What was the thing? It was like I think you bought it.
We do the
You watch the TV or you have a book in front of them or something.
yeah.
Oh,
And,
YouTube.
yeah, you do distract.
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah.
And then you like watch YouTube as you're doing it.
Yeah.
But mine is just too clever for me now. So it's like, okay, come down, come and sit. I'll do your hair before daycare. No, you hurt my head.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't try hard enough. I'm like, I do everything in my power not to hurt you.
Changing shitty nappies was the next one
Oh, it's from day one. You
from
meant to
day
do
one.
that.
Yeah, 100%.
It's the thing you can do.
Yeah. That's the one thing
2023.
you can do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Can't feed them.
That's it. Yeah. Well, working in the school tuck shop, I got.
Hey.
I think it was a piss take, but I'll wear that with a badge of pride.
Well,
you know?
that is a traditionally, like, you know, you see a lot of the mums in there.
Yeah,
right?
uniform shop, tuck
Yeah,
shop. Yeah. Now I'm in there cranking the beats and talking a lot of shit. And sometimes it goes down well, sometimes it doesn't.
What's your ratio of going down well to not?
Oh, well, they're pretty polite about it, but I'm pretty sure most of my shit doesn't go down too well.
Well, how many actually?
They
tell
always
you?
say you're welcome back, but I think it's just because there's so little volunteers around that they're just like, any help's good help. Oh my God. The next one was anything that involves housework and caring for the kids. So I think we've covered that. But yeah, that's the things that Mum used to have to do, and now it's Dad's sharing the load. Can't say load.
No, you can't. Boys, while we're on that topic about sharing things, we are, for listeners out there, sharing a bit of a swim.
Sharing too much of our body.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Get the rigs out.
We are getting it. As I said, the Milky Bar boy, will be coming out. No, so we've signed up for the Starlight Super Swim Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So as a podcast we've done as a team, we are yet to still agree upon how many kilometres we're going to be swimming.
20
20 kilometres
20.
across
20.
the month
across the month.
each or a collective?
Oh, well, yeah.
I know. This is what I want to get right. If we're going to be doing a couple of days a week.
So can I
what's the
just bring
goal?
this up? Why are we doing this while we're recording?
The best thing is to do this and commit to it on air.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm happy for 20 as a team.
All right.
Because we also, I have a commitment with something else that I have to do 2 days a week at. Otherwise I lose that.
I think 20 Ks is a good commitment.
Okay.
And if we go more, we go more. But it's a good cause. So anyone who wants to support the kids, definitely get involved because it's all about youth suicide. So I believe so. That's it.
We'll share the link in the show notes.
Get involved.
Yeah. And that's it. Just anything we can do. Like as I said, it's very little on the three of us at what we do. We jump in the pool 3, 4, 5 times a week, whatever we can. And if we raise a bit of cash,
Yep.
that's awesome for us.
And if everyone gets to see our dirty, sloppy rigs, even better.
Don't wait, actually.
Because thank you to Budgie Smugglers.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've whipped out, they've hooked us up with some budgies and some swimming caps. So we'll look like plebs in our little rubber ducky gear. But it's all for a good cause. So
Thanks,
keen.
Budgie Smuggler.
We will also give you a before and after pick of the month.
Yep.
Yes. rigs galore.
Done. Slop.
Oh.
Anyway.
All right. Okay. Apart from that, how is everybody's week been?
I'm very excited to tell listeners that I would manage to get 3 car seats in the car with minimal struggle on the weekend.
You are all that is man.
Well, we bought our car just because we knew it would fit 3, but I was expecting war. I was ready for battle. I blocked off half the day to put them in. 1, 2, 3, they all kind of went in and the doors closed. So I was like, oh, shit.
Sweet. What am I going to do with the rest of the half a day?
Yeah, you obviously did not go back upstairs.
Oh,
out
no,
of the
no,
garage.
no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
I had the aircon in the car, some Triple J blaring
That's
on Saturday.
outstanding.
Yep.
Hottest 100.
Good.
No, didn't know any of the songs really because I'm old.
Yep.
But yes, definitely. How are you going? Oh, yep, getting there. It's really hard.
Tap, 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 tap.
Just bashing a hammer on it.
Mate, that is unreal. Because I recently had to chuck a third in. So Mrs. picked up Aria for sport for the car seat. And I'm like, we don't have a little car. But the 3 car seats in there, I was like, how the fuck do you do this? Like,
Yeah.
And it was
Smosh
tight.
'em.
Yeah.
Luckily, one's obviously rear facing. So that,
Yeah.
I think if they were just all facing forward, might be a bit harder. But
Yep.
yeah,
I don't know.
so far so good.
But I'm
One
also-
might just pop out.
Opens one door.
Yeah, that's fine. Mate, well done. That's awesome. All right, guys, let's kick it off. Bit of dad jokes. What do you reckon?
Swing a joke in. I'm keen. All right, ready?
Yeah, go.
To the person who stole my bed, I won't rest until I find you.
Oh, that's good. Hey, boys, did I tell you I went to the zoo the other day? I only had one animal. It was a dog. It was a Shih Tzu.
Yeah, it's good.
My friend is obsessed with taking selfies in the shower, but they always come out blurry. He has selfie steam issues.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, how good's that?
Paid.
Yep.
Any listeners, don't forget shitdadpod@gmail.com if you want to get in touch. @shitdadpod on Instagram, slide into those DMs, or the Shit Dad Podcast on Facebook. And as Nick mentioned, the Shit Daddery Booster Yarn private chat where we accept everybody on Facebook. Once again, even this week, some really good chat flying about from everyone, some great stories. I want to shout out to all the reviews that have been coming through and all of the 5-star ratings. So
Yeah,
we've
cool.
got heaps now on Spotify, heaps on Apple Podcasts. So
Awesome.
thank you for everyone who took the time to do that after I complained and made you. But also anyone who hasn't done it yet, please make sure you do. Of course, the Shit Dad Shareline 07 30 40 95 45. Give us a call. Ask a question. Ask us anything, really. Leave a story. Just pose maybe a topic of discussion.
Yep.
We'd love to hear what you want to hear. And then finally as well, we've still got some merch left, shirts and stubby coolers. Of course, hit us up if you want to purchase one of those. And finally, this episode is brought to you by Black Property Group. If you're looking for a real estate partner in North Brisbane, get in touch with Ant and the team.
100%. And might I add as well that if you want the Shit Dad podcast to get bigger and better, then it's really important to get those likes and 5 stars and comments in ratings, because about 75% of our listenership hasn't yet rated us.
There you go.
So yeah, get on board. Love your work.
Please do.
But now, sorry, Dave.
No, I was going to pass it to you. So what do we got on the
Okay, well,
socials?
I've been scanning the socials this week, looking for some great dad advice. Found a really good post, right? And it's something that a lot of people are going to have different opinions on, but it is, what's your view on children saying sorry / teaching children to say sorry? Like, when do you do it? What for? All that sort of stuff. And his post said, I feel like the common theme is pretty much telling kids the importance of always saying sorry, whether it's an accident or an intentional one. Like, if you stuff up, own it. But I also know of people who have different views on what kids should and shouldn't apologize for. You also see adults snapping at kids saying they can't always just say sorry, even though that's what most of us are taught. So what are your thoughts on that?
That last little bit was really interesting, where as adults we snap,
Yeah.
Mm.
and then it's just like, well, hold up, we're snapping, but we expect that kid, our young child, whatever it is, to be apologising for what they've done.
Can you imagine if you had a British kid and an Australian parent? The Australian parent would be snapping constantly because British people apologise for everything.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, old chap. Sorry you bumped into me.
Come on, bedroom, Dad, for the breakfast. Oh, sorry, Dad.
What I've seen online from different parenting experts is that it's fairly pointless in a lot of ways to get them to say sorry, because you're telling them to do it. They say it. They don't mean it. They don't really know why they're doing it.
Yeah.
The explanation around why it's important to not do whatever they're doing is the more important thing.
Yeah.
Because I think, especially when we're in public, if you're out, your kid does something, we almost want to be seen as, oh, yeah, I'm disciplining them.
Yeah.
Make sure you say sorry. But once again, like, it doesn't really do anything.
No.
My wife and I were in the shops on the weekend and the kids were going kind of nuts running up and down the aisles. And in the past, I would have been quite, oh, no, don't do that, follow us. And then I don't know if it's just I was tired or we just reached this point where we're relaxed, where we're just like, yeah, they're all right. They're having a good time. Kind of just let loose a little bit or like relaxed a bit.
Yeah.
And they didn't have anything to be sorry for because they were just kind of having a great time
Being
and they
kids.
came back to us.
So they were kids being kids.
Yeah.
I think it's important though if they actually do something that requires addressing, like maybe not always. It's not always important to say sorry, because like you said, they don't know what they're sorry for. They don't really mean it. They don't know the context really. But I think it's important to get them to acknowledge what they've done and what they're potentially sorry for. Like, sorry, I knocked you over. You okay? Like, just even if it's an accident. Are you okay? Yep. We're trying to get that into our kids at the moment because Mr. 5, like, he'll bowl over Miss 3 without batting an eyelid, but then he'll just walk away, and like Mr. 7 will just start laughing, and we're like, no, okay, well, first of all, Mr. 7, not funny. Second of all, Mr. 5, check if she's all right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, they don't say sorry, but it's also important that when someone does say sorry to you, you acknowledge that they've said sorry.
Yeah. And they mean it. Yeah.
Yeah, get them to say, okay, well, thank you. You don't always have to say, oh, it's okay, like we've been brought up to do.
Or I accept your apology. You don't have to.
No, you just say thank you. Thank you for your apology.
I appreciate it.
But don't do that to your missus because that's condescending.
Yeah, we're not giving advice for wives or partners. Okay, we're giving advice for kids.
It's not a shit part.
Because you can't just say sorry. Like, back to the kids thing, you can't just say sorry and expect everything to be okay.
Yeah.
Like, so a lot of kids do that. They're just like, they'll my kids especially, they'll do something like really naughty and then just go, "Oh, sorry," and just run away.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
"Well,
No.
you didn't fucking mean that."
Exactly.
See, we at home, we used to call it timeout, but we actually stopped calling it timeout now. It's Miss 3.5 now. We just send her to either her bed, and we say no toys, no teddies, kind of thing. Sit and think about what you've just, or in the study, she has a little chair, like a reading chair. I'm like, go sit in your reading chair and reflect.
Yeah.
And then tell us why. And so then when she comes out, we give her, it's 3 minutes still. So it's like a timeout concept. She's 3, it's 3 minutes. Come out, tell us why we've sent you in there. And then, and to her credit, a lot of time, I was naughty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, why? Oh, I did this. Yep. Is that okay to do? No. And then she follows up, look, I'm sorry for doing it. I'm like, thank you for saying that because we appreciate that. Now you've thought about it. But like you said, it's a throwaway comment we all do. I'm guilty of it.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, mate. No, you're not.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
No,
Sorry
you're
about
right. I'm not. I don't care.
No, but a lot of times it is like
See.
you might be sorry, but we say it in such a like
It is
whether
throwaway.
it's the Aussie way, like, hey mate, how you doing? Like we don't give a fuck how you doing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
good.
fair to
Yeah.
say, mate, I'm sorry. Yes, I mean I'm sorry, but there's nothing genuine about it. If you're really sorry about something, so I think it's important to more explain why. Why are you sorry, rather than saying sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Lovely. Oh, well, got
Anything else?
another couple of comments. Basically, same as stuff that we've just sort of touched on. But then someone said something that really resonated with me. Teach empathy. Sorry is not a word to excuse behaviour. So
Yeah.
you
That's
are
good.
getting them to empathise and not just say sorry and run away. Everything's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
And another comment came up, and it was, here's another angle from Jay Shetty, who's the Think Like a Monk author. Normalize apologizing after you were wrong instead of being defensive and disrespectful because you're embarrassed.
Wow.
Very deep. So deep.
Oh man, why'd you hit that so deep so early in the show?
No, that's a good point. Like you want to, like it's same as before. You want to empathize, and admit you were wrong, wear it, and apologize instead of like making up a story and
Being defensive.
being defensive and rude, getting your back up just because you're too stubborn, you're embarrassed. Yeah.
Oh, what is it? And this is a tough thing because sometimes I'm not the best person to do it, but explanations over excuses.
Oh yeah.
You know, like you're trying to explain it, but you're not trying to make an excuse. Like it's something that I try to teach to the students in the class and say, okay, you can explain why that happened, but we're not making that as the excuse. Tell me your side kind of thing rather than going, like there's a lot of people, starts at kids, goes to adults, like we're all blamed. Oh, I did it because of this.
It's one of my pet peeves, someone's done the wrong thing and then all of a sudden they're like explaining why they did that. I'm like, just wear it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just be like, oh, yep, I was wrong. Or like, yeah, okay, you're doing it your way. That's cool.
Yeah.
And just get on with it.
Yeah, move on.
Whatever you're doing, yeah.
Yeah. Nah, that's awesome.
Right, that's good. So now it's time to bring in something that Dave was keen to chat about this week, and it's a good topic that I think everyone will get something from.
Yeah, boys, I was just thinking, like, I know we've touched on this every now and then, but I thought for all the dads, like mums, whoever's listened to this, just some father-friendly activities. Originally, we posed it to, what the fuck do we like doing with our kids kind of thing? And, you know, we're Brizzy-based, and then we thought, our listeners in Qatar, listener. No, he's been spruiking it to everyone, all right, okay, so let's say we've got 3 over there. Might not work out for them, but I thought, let's split it. What can fathers do with their kids or with family, like a whole family outing? And then I'm chucking it to you guys, whether you read it or not, but what is your shit dad go to as a father-friendly outing? Anyone want to start with the activities? Cam, I saw you
I'm
got
all
one.
about arts and crafts and
Yeah.
collecting really weird things, leftovers, cardboard, toilet rolls, just banking them up until that day that you need them. And whether it's on YouTube, just Googling it, watching Mr. Maker, there's always some good
Yeah.
stuff on there. Finding things that might fill half an hour to an hour of painting, coloring in something, building it, having it. Most of the time, they don't really care about it afterwards. It's like, oh, we did it, throw it away, stand on it, rip it up, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's more around
Throw
using
it
their
together.
imagination. But also as well as a dad, trying to use mine as well. So thinking about, well, what can we actually use this tissue box for today that we haven't done before? What can we use? Yeah, those toilet rolls that we, cut in a weird way and have a bit of fun. So it sounds pretty generic, but I think if you've got some just basic stuff at home, you can fill hours without looking at a screen. And once again, keep those little things in their room if they like them or whatever. So that's kind of my go-to. I had a lot of success with it over Christmas. Had a lot of days at home with the in-laws. I was like, all right, I've got to fill the next 4 hours. What am I going to do? So yeah, just kind of all right, got a whole thing of paper plates. Let's go nuts with
Nice.
these. So that's been a fun thing to do to stretch my own imagination and get them to do it too.
That's awesome.
Nice. I'm all about the home activities because I'm all about what's free, and I'm sure you are. You enjoy a bit of free stuff as well. But I've got two here. So one if I'm feeling energetic, and one if I'm not. So feeling energetic, straight out the back. We're playing Release the Hounds. We're playing footy. We're playing. It's like golf with a soccer ball, and like you got to hit the clothesline. That sort of stuff, and piggyback races, and if there's only one kid, piggyback time trials. And so you start really slow and just be like, oh, we beat it by 3 seconds so quick, how good. And then you just sort of, there's 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Running races, all that sort of stuff. And that's if you're feeling energetic. And then you can go sit down in 10, 15 minutes and be like, you know what, guys, Dad needs a breather. I'm not as energetic as you boys or you kids. So I'm just going to have 10 minutes to myself, and then you've just bought yourself like half an hour. 'Cause kids don't know time.
Definitely not.
Idiots.
So stupid.
Until they do, and then we're fucked.
And then I've got the home activities if you're not up for the running around, and you've got the typical puzzles. Like Paul got back to us on the shit daddery group, the hair. So you can do the hair, and if it's boys, you do the crazy hair with water. And like hair clips and a bit of carry on.
Yep.
Back walks. I wrote that down.
Back walks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So walking backwards?
Yeah. No. Yeah, I'm the backwards man. No. So you lie on the ground and you just get them to walk up and down your back like it's a tightrope or the plank of a pirate ship.
Yeah.
So you go like perpendicular to your couch. The couch is the pirate ship and you're the plank. So then when they walk on your back, you get a massage. And they're thinking they're having the most fun ever.
Great.
That's fun.
That's cool.
Donkey rides.
Yep.
I said donkey rides, didn't I?
No.
Donkey rides.
Just
So that was my that's my one for bedtimes. So that's how I get them to go to the toilet before bed. So the donkey rides, you can just double up and do donkey rides during the day. If you're smart enough and you're toilet training your toddler, you can go via the toilet and be like, oh, the donkey's got to have a breather, and then make them go to the toilet. Water fence painting. To get the old paint brushes out and paint the fence. Yep. Same thing with chalk. It's just a bit more cleaning up. Colouring competition. That's always a good one. And then you cannot forget about the old school PlayStation. You play the PlayStation, but then give them the unplugged remote. Can't go wrong with a bit of that.
Oh, I love that.
That only works until a certain age. It's just got
correct.
to that point. But it is so amazing
Until
when it works.
they click on. Yeah, exactly. And then, I basically said cooking because the minute I jump in the kitchen, both my boys are like, can I help? I'm like, yes. How good is this? It's going to taste like crap, but at least like they're having fun and they're like, it's a good bonding and it's good.
So that's
We actually have a
unreal.
good dad story for that.
Oh, you do?
Oh, last week.
Yes,
The
that's
green
right.
texter.
Yeah, that's right. We
Greens
did
for
too.
texture.
Yeah. Now, look, see, I broke mine down into 3 categories for everyone out there. Home activities, outings, and then lunches and dinners. Or you can chuck in brekkies there too.
Got some ideas for you there too.
Yeah. And so I thought, anyway, my shit out recommendation comes down to as simple as this. It works for me, North Brisbane. It's a day out. And it's a full day out. And start so an example would be heading up to Bribie or heading up the coast. But the Bribie's a good one because we did Butterfly House. Go in, check out the butterflies, have a bit of time. You're in, you're out in less than an hour because their attention span is nothing.
That of a butterfly.
Yes, exactly right. And especially when they don't land on you, like they're like, Oh, fuck this, Dad. Let's go. But you're at Bribey, so then you shoot to the beach. You go spend some time at the beach, and then after the beach, lunchtime, you hit one of the pubs or the RSL, Bowlsy up. And every single one that I've hit up there before have a awesome little kids area. One of them up on the corner near the surf beach, live music on a Sunday. The kids were just out there, sitting out there and just having a good old time. The RSL had a little area and stuff like this. And it's good feed. It's reasonable price. So, yes, that is expensive, but that's like kind of my go-to. If I'm doing it, it's a day.
Yeah, if you have a day out, spend a bit of money.
Yes, and that's only because, as we are all aware, the more time you can spend and try to make these days, the more fun you're going to have. So that's my shit dad recommended go-to. But home activities, we've covered them. But the chalk, I'm lucky enough to have the driveway easement.
Yeah.
So going out and drawing these big giant chalk things that just sit there for weeks, and then when you go for a ride, like 3 days later, they're like, "Check out that! How cool is that?" So it's a lasting thing. Craft, as I said, nothing beats. By the way, yes, it costs money. Have you seen those little pets that are white felt things?
Yeah.
You get two little felt things, and then you dip in the water.
Yeah.
Mate, that's never ending. Never ending fun for them. Yeah. So that there. And of course, do yourselves a favour. Get yourself a trampoline.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because
that's a given.
Yeah. Because you can do like about 20,000 different things on there, from chucking the sprinkler on to just simple jumping to, even just bringing, like, I used to bring a Bluetooth speaker out.
Yep.
And then just sit there and listen and then do like dance parties.
Yeah.
And it was just simple because it's just different. But, you do that an hour. And I go back to what you said. Dad needs a break. All right. And then if you, Sunday Arvo, go and get yourself a beer. Sit down
Correct.
So home activities, outings, as I said, just get out of the house. Go to a park.
Yep.
I don't care about anything but being out. And lastly, lunches and dinners. We all know what it's like going out for dinner or lunches with kids.
Horrid.
Yes. So find somewhere.
I hates it, Precious.
Find somewhere that has really good kids' playgrounds.
Yeah.
Pubs are always all right. Good. You can have a beer, you can have a pub feed. Playground's always okay. You know what I mean? But there are certain pubs around that have the kids club for 3-year-olds and older, where you sign them in. I think we've spoken about before.
Yeah.
Sign kids in, you get your little buzzer. So when they want to come out, they buzz you, kind of thing.
Oh, I lost my buzzer.
What happened? But one that I found for breakfast in Brizzy, it's a West End. I can't think of the name of it at the moment. But
Hooga.
is it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you must be known. But it's got the playground in the centre. And it's all
In a glass cage.
Yep, in the
How
glass
good.
cage.
Yeah.
And they're just happy, whatever, and the kids just go in there and just be kids.
Yeah. It's a small reprieve so you can actually eat your breakfast or drink your coffee.
Yep. And that's all you want.
Yeah.
Unless you're a 3-year-old, or not even at the time, and just decide for the first time, take a risk and jump from about 1.5 meters out of the playground, like mine did, the only time we've been there. But
I found one of those at Chermside the other day. For those North Brizzy people, it's at Westfield Chermside.
yeah,
And there's like a coffee shop near Rebel Sports
and
or JB
up top.
Hi-Fi.
It's a
and
go-to.
Literally
It's unreal.
sat there and had a coffee. Kids just, I could have left them for a couple of hours. They were fuming when it was time to leave. But
Yeah.
Well,
That's it.
right there with you, Davo. I've got some ideas as well for those people who want to take the cheaper option. So I think you can't go wrong with a picnic for mum. So just say, all right, kids, we're going to make mum a picnic, and they help you get all the food together and set it all up and say, Mum, come out here, we got something for you.
Nice.
You can do the same thing for your sibling if you're a single dad. So or you can say, all right, guys, I want you to make me a picnic.
Yep.
Picnic for dad. It's going to be a mess, but whatever. Who cares? They'll have fun. Homemade pizzas is always a winner. So, and you can get away with real cheap ingredients for homemade pizzas, like bloody wraps. They're just thin and crispy. You
Yeah.
know? And you've also got so one thing that we've started doing. Special desserts is something that they can make by themselves, like ice cream, dip it into a thing of sprinkles, whatever. But one thing that we've started doing recently is so I'll make like a 1-pan dish. Well, you got your rice or bread or something on the side, but whatever you've got, they serve it themselves. So you put the pan on the table, all their plates, like. The most recent one was tacos. So I've chucked the pan on the table with the meat in it, and then the cut up salads in that tray.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, kids, go at it. And they went to town, and they didn't stop going to town until there was nothing.
That's like the
Usually they'll have like one or two and be like, oh, okay,
because
I'm
they're
done.
serving themselves.
They did, yeah. They went to town. It was good.
It's like, I don't know if you've seen that. I've never done it. I don't think I would probably ever do it. You cover the table in obviously something that it's a little bit heat resistant because you don't want them, but you go and chuck the pasta on it, and then you go chuck the spaghetti like the mince and stuff on top of it,
nice.
and then no plates, and it's no plates. It's just forks, and then you just go to town on that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so you're all just eating, and your families. Come on, like no one cares. You all share everything, but it's on the table.
Yeah.
So like that. That's awesome.
Happy days. Now let's get into the fun stuff. Give us a spell. The dads have gone to knock the top off a cold one and have a captain cook. The ankle biters aren't giving their mum some strife. They'll be back in a sec. Don't blow your top. Get ready to hear about the sports you love most from a guy who doesn't love sport as much as you. It's the Shit Dad Sports Wrap.
With me, Cam. In tennis, Novak Djokovic wins his 10th Australian Open, but the debate is around whether mid-game coaching should be allowed from the coach's box, amid Novak admitting openly he took advantage of the newest rule change. Has the GOAT been milked? Or is he still the anti-jabber we love to hate? All right. Surprisingly enough, I didn't watch this. Tell me what happened.
You didn't watch it, Cam?
So they've. I only read about the new rule change today. I had no idea, but I did see a number of times during the Australian Open that people were blowing up Deluxe because players were talking in to their coaching box. Like, who cares?
Is that a new rule they're allowed to do that?
Yeah. Well, apparently that's always been like a rule violation. They'll get a warning and stuff, and then they'll just get. I don't even know what happens.
I think
they can't get disqualified, obviously, but.
Yep.
But then King Kyrgios has come out and stood up for the young dogs, and he said that what about if like there's a top seed playing like a really low seed who can't afford a coach?
Yeah.
So the top seed's getting like constant coaching, like get his backhand, like hit his backhand or whatever it is, and then old mate at the other end's getting done 6-1, 6-1, 6-love because. He's got no coach or no one giving him advice on weaknesses of the other player.
Seems an odd thing to change now, all of a sudden.
See, I saw something in Adelaide, Adelaide International, where you could, or the coach's box could talk to the player, but only when they were at that end.
Okay.
So it was like every second kind of game. And then...
Well, I think it came from, I think, last year in one of the comps that Serena, she blew up Deluxe because she got a violation or like a warning or something, and then it messed with her head, and she went on and lost to Osaka or one of those girls. So she lost the major because apparently it messed with her head.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Yeah. Oh, no, my millions of dollars. Anyway.
Okay. Hold up a second. I reckon so tennis needs to come out and go on mid-game coaching. There should only be a certain amount of point or a certain amount of times it can happen. If that's what, if they're going to go to
Who polices that though?
Well, it has to be the point of like, well, who policed it when they were not allowed to?
True.
The chair umpire. So
the cherry.
You know what I mean? Like, so it comes down to a point of like, instead of like every second point or whatever, it's like, no, you get.
I'd be more pissed off about them speaking in other languages. I'd be like, what is he saying about me? Did he just call... Curva means dickhead, doesn't it?
Yeah, that is a good point.
Now to motorsports for the first time ever on the Shit Dad Sports Wrap with me, Cam. Beloved king of shithousery in the early 2000s, Frankie Muniz, or Malcolm in the Middle, has taken an unwelcome switch to mature father figure as he dedicates his unexpected career change from actor to NASCAR driver to his son, claiming he wants his son to know you can always chase your dreams.
Like
It's
it's a great...
the Malcolm.
The Malcolm in the Middle. It is a great message, let's be honest, to any kid out there that, yes, you can chase your dreams, but it is really hard to take him seriously. Like, we've just spent our entire, early teens watching him just be a little rat bag.
Complaining about most things.
Yeah, complaining about everything, and then all of a sudden he's, telling everyone to chase their dreams. Like, oh, fair play, he's done it. Good
Super
on him.
smart rat bag.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's like the new age Dennis the Menace or bloody Kevin McAllister from Home Alone. Yeah.
That's the next thing. You just wait. That's the next thing they'll revive or reboot. Malcolm in the Middle.
I heard this talk about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sweet.
Actually, I
Would
would.
watch.
Take us back to those early 2000s days.
Speaking of early 2000s in sport, how good has it been watching the wrestling on binge?
Oh, mate.
Watch the Royal Rumble the other day.
So good.
Amazing.
I'm glad you guys gave me the tip off for that.
How's
That
the
was awesome.
nostalgia on it? How good? Don't recognise anyone, but holy crap, it's cool to watch it.
Yeah. Speaking of which, All In Brewing at Banyo is having a wrestling night. So we are going to be
Awesome.
plugging the shit out of that over the next few weeks as well.
It'd be awesome if it was Royal Rumble too.
That would be that would be good.
Okay, who cares? There's going to be wrestling and good beer.
Yeah.
Yep, done.
24th of February, All In Brewing at Banyo. But yeah, we'll give you some more details as those come
down
to
there.
light.
Sold.
Peter Boll, Olympic running silver medalist, tests positive for performance-enhancing drugs because nobody trains for second place. So, is this after he got his silver medal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is like the lead up to the next Olympics, isn't it? Or the Com Games or something.
Supposedly they've gotten him to do 30 tests, and only one of them has come back with something.
Either way, I hope he's innocent. Otherwise, we're back to square one. No one in the long distance, and just getting on board the flying mullet for the sprints. That's all we got.
And finally, Graham Arnold is rewarded for the Socceroos' shock success at the World Cup with a 3-year contract extension as coach. Football pundits calling for his sacking pre-World Cup have been seen putting their head deep in the sands of Bondi Beach, claiming he's the right fit and he's the right man for the job.
Yeah, a lot of people changed their tune after the World Cup. Hey, there were so many people calling for his head.
Yeah.
Just before the World Cup, and we're like, what do you expect? It's Australia. It's the Socceroos. We're not France. We're not Spain, and we don't have anywhere near their development. Blah blah blah, and then we've gone out and done that, and everyone's like, holy crap! Imagine if we did have that development.
Yeah.
He's just brought such a atmosphere and what's the word? A togetherness of the team.
Yeah.
Like a culture.
Culture, it's a brand new culture, and it's so easy to get on board with because everyone, they all look so happy and into it and keen to play. And now, if we had no, I don't want to say skill because they're very skillful players, but if we had that development that England has or Spain has, something like that from the junior ranks, imagine how good we'd be with that culture as well,
Funds, mate. It's
Funds.
It
all comes from the
yeah,
funds.
well, and it does because football. Look at football in Europe.
Yeah.
So that's it's the main sport. Let's not beat around the bush.
Totally.
It's the main sport. Here down in Australia, it's would it be
Third
the
or fourth?
Fourth,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah, well, you think about it's probably the fourth in regards to ball sports.
Yeah,
it's probably the fourth.
totally.
So good on them.
Why are they doing a 3-year contract extension? Why wouldn't they just do it all the way to the next World Cup?
I'd say that will be the next World Cup because this one was a summer World Cup, so they might. Now it's back to normal. It could be for the next up to the next
Where's
World Cup.
the next one?
Couldn't tell you.
And
I'll
not-
get back to you.
And so,
Not Qatar.
And sorry,
No.
and so what the World Cup every 4 years,
Yeah.
isn't it?
4 years, yeah.
Is it because he's just re-signed?
Just re-signed.
3.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. That
And-
makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
just to the end.
And
of
it was
the World Cup.
this World Cup was a few months later because it was in the summer so
yeah.
it could be in Qatar instead of a normal country. Sorry to our one Qatari listener.
G'day. Well, good on you, Graham.
Shout out.
Good on you, Graham. We're backing you. We did the whole way through.
Happy days.
Shit that moment of the week.
Shit dad moment of the week. Shit dad chat. Shit dad story, whatever you want. Get in touch with us on the Shit Dad Shareline, 0730 40 95 45, and leave a message. We want to hear all about it. We love getting the calls. It's awesome. And also leave us a private message on Instagram is probably the next best, at ShitDadPod on Instagram. I want to share a little story. I've got 2 stories this week. One's potentially incriminating. The other one's just pretty normal. Dad's shit-daddery. But I got home from the gym with David the other day, and little miss goes, they were halfway through dinner, and she was obviously making a mess. She's a nightmare. But she's just said, "Dad, can you pass me a wipe?" And like the wipes are on the bench. I'm dripping with sweat, so I've gone up and just wiped my forehead all over her clothes. And then I just pissed myself laughing, and the wife's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yep." And then I pass her a wipes because I'm not an animal.
That's a good dad joke.
I actually did.
Awesome.
And then the next one was today. Thankfully, on recording day, it's come up again. I did the cleanup of the above the fridge because there's crap everywhere, and I've just chucked it all on the bench. Walked away. I think I just cleaned the bin. I brought the bin in, gave it a hose out, done. Left the boys inside thinking, oh, yeah, they'll just colour or do whatever, beat the shit out of each other like I normally do. That's all good. I've come in and I've seen a box of pills opened, and like it was medication pills. And I was like, oh, no, what's happened here? And it's like amoxicillin or something like, obviously not great if he has a million of them, but he'd cut one open, like all the grains were out of the middle. And I was all over the bench, and I was like, "Oi!" I teed off. I was just like, "Who did this?" And Mr. Five obviously has done it. And I was like, "Did you eat one?" And he goes, "No." I was like, "Tell me the truth. If you've eaten too many, we have to go to hospital." And he's like, "No, I only had a little bit." I was like, "No, no, why?" And I was like, oh, it was just such a shit dad moment because I was like, I didn't even take notice of what I took off the top of the fridge. I've just gone drag, splat, see you later. I'll be back in 10 minutes. Come in. Oh my God, furious, but thankful that he'd only like just gone dab, lick.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Freaking hectic.
You gotta keep eyes on them. They're just so sneaky.
It is such a full-time job. Like I've got 2 full-time jobs. I reckon being a dad is harder than being a fiery.
Yeah.
on a positive note, he's back at school. His immune system's just boosted himself.
100.
You mentioned the Royal Rumble before.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it would be great not just to chuck on for myself from a nostalgia point of view, but to show the kids. Turns out a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old watching wrestling. Took about 30 seconds for them to start just attacking me and punching me. I thought it might last a little bit longer. They might be a bit mesmerized or thought it was real or, but not straight away. They were trying to get me off the top of the ring, which was the couch.
Excellent.
And wrestle me down. I thought it'd be a good idea to watch it, but ultimately, it was a pretty shit dad moment.
That was sick. Yeah. Well, my kids just love the TV, so I put it on and they were like, "Oh yeah, what's this? How good?" They all sat still and watched it. I was like, seriously, I thought they'd be doing the same thing.
Nah, the little
Off
one
the
was
top
just
rope.
doing these to me.
5-star frog splash.
And then the slaps, because they all had the
slaps,
slaps.
yeah.
I was getting these ones.
Please tell me you were reacting to him.
Of course.
Yeah, good job. That is awesome. Boys, I've actually tried to be quite well behaved. And I think it's probably come more so from the fact that I am back at work. So I've got less and less
Trying
time.
to be responsible.
Trying to be a little bit more responsible. Mine actually came again this morning as well. Just kind of came to me. We had some nachos last night for dinner. It was awesome. Some, pulled chicken, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I prepared my lunch last night. Stupidly put the corn chips on the bench, just in the Ziploc bag. Anyway, so Miss 3 wakes up in the morning before it, not before everyone. It was with everyone and whatever. So 9-month-old, almost 10-month-old is just, having a boob feed. I'm off doing whatever I'm doing, in the toilet probably for the 15 minutes or whatever, taking a shit. But anyway, wake up, go back out there. I can see the packet open. What's this? Oh, I just had a couple. What do you mean you had a couple? I just had a couple chips. Like, before breakfast? Yeah, they were on the bench.
She's like that little Mexican girl on the taco ad. She's like, why not have both?
Yeah,
Getting all those stores.
there were two flavors in them. One like Mexican, and she calls them the spicy ones. I had a spicy one. I don't know. I'm sitting there like, there was about 3 spicy ones left. Like, now I've got none for lunch. Anyway, no, but I was just sitting there. But her attitude's gone, yeah.
What and?
They were on the bench.
Yeah.
Free game.
And I wanted some. It's like the attitude. I want to have a beer every time I wake up too, but it's just not possible, love.
All right, guys, that wraps up another episode. But before we go this week, I think it's important to know the difference between a fake cry to get a sibling in trouble and like a hurty, I'm in trouble cry. It's also important to know that there's 2 types of happiness for a child. It's like that pure, unbridled joy that comes with something that they love so much. And then there's that happiness when they know their sibling's about to get in trouble. And I learned that this week because that is probably a higher level of happiness than the first one.
Pure joy.
The pure joy, yeah. Does anyone have any lasting dad advice or final thoughts?
I'll just say, don't forget, we are going to get stuck into that Starlight Super Swim Challenge. So we'll share all the details from tomorrow, 1st of February. We'll be in there having a go in the budgies. We'll send some shots around tonight of those swimming caps. But please, if you can, donate in the show notes.
Okay, so I've got 2 finals. Firstly, now Cam, I won't be in my budgies tomorrow. Okay, because I'm on camp. Okay,
that would be inappropriate.
Yeah, it will be massively inappropriate. But 2, silly season's over. We're done. We're back into our norm of everything. And obviously, with silly season, we tell everyone, look after yourself. It's crazy, blah, 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 blah. We're back to normality now. Find yourself a routine and stuff like this, but don't get stuck down in the mundane of everything. Hence why I kind of went with this topic, boys, of the what can we do? Whether it's fathers, families, whatever.
Keep life exciting.
Yeah, just be there more for the kids. Because if anything, you've become a father, mother, parent, whatever you want to do, to better someone else's life. So do it.
Mate. Cracking advice. Well, that's it from me. Have a great week, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
See ya.
Whether you came for some dad advice, a laugh, or some dad hacks, we thank you for taking some time out of your day to listen.
Please get involved on our socials at ShitDadPod on Instagram and TikTok, ShitDad Podcast on Facebook, and the Shareline 07 30 40 95 45.
And support the guys who keep us rolling. Black Property Group and Anytime Fitness Griffin. Add value to the house with your dad bod out.
And don't forget, whether you're there for your kids daily or not, be present where you can, because we're all in the same boat when it comes to fatherhood for the kids.